All right, we have part two of The Suit of Cups on The Fool's Journey by the Third Eye of Providence. Thank you guys again for the support and for tuning in. If you had missed the previous episode, we reviewed the Suit of Cups from the Ace through the 10, and now we are going to review the court cards, which features the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the King of Cups. Feel free to go back and pause on the video if you want to examine the symbolism of these cards a little deeper. So let's get into the Complete Book of Tarot, a comprehensive guide by Anthony Lewis, and see what we have to find out about the court card of the Cups. Now, if you have not seen the previous episodes, I will explain a little bit about the ideology behind the court. So the court cards are connected in this way. The page will be the energy of earth. The knight will be the energy of fire. The queen will be the energy of water. And the king will be the energy of air. Now, the suit also applies to these energies. So the Page of Cups is going to be connected to earth and water elements. Now the Knight of Cups will be connected to fire and water. Queen is water and water. And the King would be air and water. Now, of course, in the last episode we discussed how the Suit of Cups is all about contentment. It's all about happiness, celebrations, and strong emotions. Of course, that's that water connection, right? So, we're going to get into the meaning behind the Page of Cups. We'll start with the page. This is a sensitive helper. When this card comes upright in a reading, it might represent children or a young person, somebody who might be in the new stages of learning or experiencing, and the early stages of a situation, or messages coming to the person you're doing the reading for. When upright, the Page of Cups often indicates the receipt of a happy news or a message related to love and romance. Sometimes it heralds the birth of a child, and that will give you the opportunity to care for another person. This page can also mark the start of a period of creative imagination and artistic productivity. The Page of Cups tends to be helpful and considerate. Beautiful. Right? He's got a fish in his cup. He's all about giving. Beautiful energy. Now, let's get into what it means in the reverse. So, when the Page of Cups comes out in reverse in a reading, it's going to suggest someone who spends all of their time in unproductive fantasy, as if living in a dream, squandering their talents. They may come across as immature, lazy, or idle. They tend to be overly dependent on others to take care of them, and they can't be relied upon to honor their commitments. Sometimes this reversed page highlights a fear of your own dependency needs and a reluctance to assume adult responsibilities involving caring for others. Escapist tendencies, perhaps through drugs or alcohol, can be a problem. It's easy, however, to be seduced by this page's charms. Interesting. So let's move on to the fire and water representation of the Knight of Cups. This speaks of an enchanting arrival. There's a shining knight in armor riding a horse to see you, and he's got a cup in his hand. So this is going to be talking about something that's like representative of action, movement, enterprise, and novelty. This is something exciting coming into your life. So when this card comes upright in a reading, the Knight of Cups approaches with the promises of love, romance, and emotional fulfillment. He's the Prince Charming of fairy tales who comes to help you explore your feelings. This visionary knight can show you how to follow your bliss and make your dreams a reality. He can also provide the inspiration to get your creative juices flowing. What a beautiful card. But when it's in reverse, this is a seductive knight, and he casts spells so convincingly that you don't realize you're walking about in an illusion. You may think he really cares about you, but in reality he's using his charm for his own ends, regardless of how it affects you in the long run. The reverse Knight of Cups is the archetype of Don Juan in classical literature. He will mislead or seduce you into providing him with momentary pleasure, so don't expect a committed relationship. Forewarned is forearmed. That's the fuckboy energy. Or fuckgirl energy, you know. They're out there too. Alright, so moving on into the Queen of Cups, we got the Water and Water. So this is all about emotional intelligence, right? She's the mature water energy. And I would like to call her the evolved empath. So, when this card appears upright in a reading, this is going to talk about a sensitive and nurturing woman who plays an important role in the person you're reading for's life. She is able to tune into the feeling state of those around her and to use her emotional intelligence to reconcile differences amongst people that she cares for. Queens are mature and nurturing individuals who are mother figures, and they're responsive to the emotional climate surrounding the people in their lives. They represent important women related to the current situation, or they signify personality traits needed to be embodied by the person in order to resolve the matter at hand. When the Queen of Cups is in the reverse, this is going to be somebody who's overly sensitive and kind of emotionally insecure. She often has poor personal boundaries and gets caught up in negative feelings. Because of her emotional instability, she's not entirely trustworthy or reliable. Sometimes she resorts to drugs or alcohol to calm her emotional storms. Again, this makes sense in the reverse, right? Because in the upright, it's about emotional intelligence. So in the reverse, we're going to see this is somebody who's unable to cope with their feelings. Let's get into the final court card for the cups, which is the King, and this is the air and water energy. Now, this says a fair and amiable professional. So the King of Cups upright is a mature person. They represent important men in the person that you're reading for's life or their significant other. It also represents personality traits needed to be embodied by the person you're reading for in order to navigate their current situation. This is an accomplished individual who's in charge of the matters related to their suit and their element. When in the upright, the King of Cups is a sensitive and emotionally attuned man of accomplishment who gives good advice that can be of great assistance. He's often quite cultured and may appear in the form of a helpful physician, a therapist, a counselor, a cleric, or other professional who ministers to the needs of the person you're reading for. Some feel that the King of Cups comes across as cool and emotionally detached as he tries to give preference to his intellect while keeping his own feelings under wraps. So very much like what a therapist would have to do in their profession. But when the King of Cups comes out in the reverse in a reading, this is somebody that has difficulty maintaining emotional equilibrium. They can be prone to daydreaming, escapism, or the abuse of drugs or alcohol. His personal relationships are characterized by manipulations, dishonesty, exploitation, or the lack of a genuine commitment, and his advice cannot be trusted. Wow. Again, because we have water and air. So this is about discussing and communicating feelings, right? And so in the upright, this is somebody who's giving good advice, but in the reverse, it's somebody who is not speaking from a really good place. So that's all we have for the symbolism and the meaning in the court cards. Of course, like I said, you can pause the video to study the cards a little bit deeper. If there's something in the symbolism that you picked up on that I didn't clarify and you want some more guidance for that, just leave a comment below. I'd be happy to do my best to help you understand some more of the meaning behind these cards. But I hope this has helped, and definitely stay tuned for the next episode. We're going to go into the next suit, and thank you guys for your support, hitting the like button, subscribing, and saving this playlist, and checking out these videos at your own speed. I super appreciate everybody. Thank you guys so much.